People need to see how you can get them from A to B, something that they don't know how to do. It's got to save them time, money, and effort, stress as well. So you have to have something that somebody can say, can you help me with this? So, transactional. I think that's the first step to making money online.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Designer Future podcast. I've got Phebi on today. Phebi, just go ahead and introduce yourself straight away for me.
Hey guys, I'm Phebi and I am a mother, coach, and mainly a system strategist. And what does that mean? That means that I help service-based business owners to build their client management systems using online tools.
Amazing. So I'm going to throw you straight in the deep end. What's one thing that you've done that you're sure none of the previous guests on this podcast have done?
Oh gosh, what's one thing that I have done in terms of
anything completely out of the social media realm, just in general?
I don't think any of your guests have done a master's as well as having a baby at the same time.
Jeez.
I don't know, that was just random.
Yeah, literally while you was doing your master's, you had a baby?
Yeah, so I had my baby and then I went to do my master's like 2-3 months after.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that was challenging.
That's dedication to it. And sorry, just while we're on that topic, before we get into the other questions, do you think your master's was worth it at this point?
If I had gone down that route, but I have like 3 degrees and I don't use any of them at the moment. I would say I'll probably use once from time to time, but I don't really use them.
Okay, cool. If you had to delete all but 3 apps from your phone, what would the 3 apps be that you would keep?
YouTube Kids.
YouTube Kids?
The YouTube Kids app. Oh, yeah, I'll delete that.
It saves you some headaches.
Yeah.
It's funny with the kids on YouTube though. It's like even my niece, like she'll be doing an American accent and you're like, where did they get that from? But you're like, well, if you're just giving them the YouTube, then of course they're going to come across that stuff.
Yeah.
As a child, what did you want to be and how has that sort of differed to where you are now?
As a child, I don't know. Depends on what age you're talking about. I think when I was probably in primary school or something like that, I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted to do or anything like that. I just knew that I was going to live in a big house.
Nice.
That sort of stuff. But when I got to secondary school and I had to think about what it is that I wanted to do, again, I still wasn't sure, but my mum always said that I was very good at looking after people. So I still wanted like an office job where I could sit at the computer because I liked tech, I liked IT. And I didn't know what to do, but my mum was very... she wanted me to go into health, which is what I ended up going into. And I said, that I wanted to become like a public health nurse because they still had the opportunity to be in the office as well as do clinical work as well. So that's what I set out to do. And then, I did it.
Amazing. And obviously you said you went on to get 3 degrees. Like you said, you don't actually use some of them now. So just talk to me a little bit about like how you obviously thought that that's what you wanted to do. You obviously went and got those degrees and how you've now transitioned into being a coach and work for yourself. How has that transition been for you?
Yeah. So, so like I said, I went into basically healthcare nursing, and even though, you know what, to be honest, I didn't even really get good GCSEs in my health, but for IT and tech, I got that was my best grade. So it was quite weird that I still went into health, even though I didn't really do well in that area. But it was something that I was told I was good at it. And yes, I do, care for people and things like that. But it wasn't something that, it wasn't something that I wanted to do. I just did it because I still wasn't sure about where I was going. But it was good in the sense. So I had the choice between health, so nursing and accounting. And I went for the nursing because, you get the bursaries and, I didn't want to go into debt after I finished university. So I just went into nursing anyway. So yeah, I did that, and worked as a nurse for a few years, and then I went in to do my master's in public health. So I had a public health master's, but that wasn't the training to become a public health nurse. I was going to use my public health master's degree to go into like work with the World Health Organization and those sorts of things. And then I started having a family and things like that. And then I did another degree, a postgrad degree, to do the nursing speciality for public health nursing. So I did that for a while. And then I realized that it wasn't something that I wanted to do. I don't know, for me, there was something about it. It just wasn't me at the end of the day. The industry wasn't me in all of that stuff. So I then transitioned, I changed careers and I went into project management. So I worked in that industry and I was quite good at it as well. And, having a family and going into work was not the one. I was so, running to pick up my kids. It was, I felt like I was all over the place. It was very stressful for me. So, and then I sort of knew, so let me just rewind a little bit. When I was doing nursing full-time before I changed careers, I went into self-employed nursing. So I was a contractor as a nurse as well. Okay. So I started out, I think I started that at 22, 23. So I was making money. I was making a lot of money back then before all the changes with self-employment. But then I had my kids and then I was all over the place, and then I changed careers and I was quite good at that. But again, I realized that it wasn't the jobs that I didn't like. So like it's not that I didn't like nursing, and it's not that I didn't like project management. I didn't like being employed. I'm not that person. No, I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me. And so I said, you know what? I had moved house as well, and I said, I'm going to start my own thing. And I had done a coaching qualification like a few years ago as well, while I was doing nursing, because I was looking into other things that I could do on the side. So that's how I got into coaching after, once I moved houses from where I was living before to where I am now. I was looking into coaching. I wanted to support other mums who were going through the things that I was going through. So like trying to balance a career, trying to start a business, as well as raise a healthy family. And that was it for me. And I wanted to connect with people that way. So I started doing events. A lot of people started asking me to speak, even though I don't like speaking, but I did it anyway. I did workshops as well, and it was something that a lot of people wanted. So that's how I sort of got into the whole coaching industry and things like that. To what I'm doing now as a system strategist, it's basically the reason why I do that is because I realize how important having a system is when it comes to business, right? So there were a lot of mums or even female entrepreneurs, that's who I relate with, who wanted to start a business. But again, life gets in the way. But I realized that if you don't have a system in place, if you don't take advantage of the tools that you need, then it can be very difficult to run a business and things like that. So that's how I got to where I am now.
Amazing. And with that being said, obviously helping out other mums and stuff like that, is there a specific person that stands out? If I was to ask you for like a case study or like a specific client that you've sort of helped get from A to B that really stands out in terms of the clients you've worked with?
Yeah, so I remember one lady that I was working with, she's actually a photographer, and it was more about her confidence issues as well. I helped her to, sort of build that confidence in order to put herself out there and put her images out there and things like that. So I'm really proud of her work because she is such an amazing photographer now, and her work I see all over Instagram now. People are booking her and things like that. So I'm quite, I'm very proud of working with her.
Amazing. Right, so let's imagine that someone has jumped onto YouTube and they've typed in how to make money online. Somehow they've landed on this video. It's the first thing they've seen when they're trying to do a bit of research. what would be the next couple of steps that you would suggest them taking after this is the first bit of research they've done?
So the first couple of steps. So what I always suggest is that you've got to start with what you know in terms of the hard skills. So, and it's got to be one of those skills that are tangible. The results has to be tangible, right? So people need to see how you can get them from A to B, something that they don't know how to do. It's got to save them time, money, and effort, stress as well. So you have to have something that somebody can say, can you help me with this? So, transactional. I think that's the first step to making money online. And I think do that a few times before you start actually trying to teach people how to do something. Does that make sense? Because sometimes I feel like a lot of people have jumped into trying to teach something that they don't really know about, or they don't have the experience in. So for me, it's about building your experience, your clientele, and understand the results that you give to a client as well. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. How do you go about creating content, and what would be some advice you'd give to someone if they literally never created a piece of content before in their life?
Okay, so creating content, I think you have to, again, it's got to be about something that you have a topic on. So when I think of creating content, right, I think about, so my mind is business minded, right? So I'm not really thinking about influencers or anything like that. I'm talking in the sense of business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be something that, you have knowledge in. So for me, it's mostly educational. The content that you need to give should educate somebody or inspire someone to do something, right? So I always think about what is it that you have knowledge on that other people want to know, because sometimes we think that everybody should know this stuff because we know it, but really and truly, not everybody knows what you know. So I think about when I'm putting content out there, I think about my expertise and how I want to educate or inspire other people as well. So that's very important. I say planning is super key, because I am very busy in terms of family life and business and things like that. So I make sure I plan, using tools as well. I'm always going to say tools. So I use Planoly to help me with Instagram and things like that. And if I'm recording a video or something like that, I write notes down. So I write my script and things like that. And then I do all my videos on one day. Okay, so I don't like to dress up, for every single day.
I love that. And that's one thing I was going to say. Like having like young children around, how do you go about like actually videoing stuff? But you've just hit the nail on the head of like that's why it's so important to bulk record content. I think that's really good. And when it comes to like editing and stuff like that, do you do all of that yourself?
I do, but now I've got someone to do it for me, because again, it does take time and I don't really like editing.
Okay.
I can do it, but I don't want to do it.
Awesome. So what's like your favorite part about what you said about like strategizing with other brands? Is it literally the planning side of things that you enjoy then?
Yeah, so I love to plan things. I like to do presentations and things like that. That's where I guess my skills is, because I've done lots of presentations. I mean, when I was at school, work, all of those things. I like to teach as well, to be quite frank. So those are the things that I like to do. So, yeah.
Amazing, cool. What's one thing that stands out for you in terms of building systems and putting those sort of SOPs into businesses? If someone come to you and was like, what's the main system I need to have in my business, what would you suggest?
You need to have a client attraction system, and you need to have a client management systems. Those are the two things that I offer. So, and those are the two things that I think are super important, because you need to have a way that you can attract clients into your system, and then you need to give them a good experience when they're working with you, so that you can either get referrals or retain clients or get clients on repeat sort of thing. So those are my two top systems that I would definitely say you need to make sure you have within your business.
Amazing, amazing. And when it comes to systems, is there particular softwares that you use, or is it just sort of like pen and paper sort of systems?
So yeah, I use a project management system, Trello, and I also use Dubsado, which I'm actually doing a training soon as well on actually. Yeah, so I use Dubsado, and Dubsado, I think it's amazing. Do you know Dubsado?
I don't know. I don't
No.
know.
Okay, so it's an all-in-one CRM tool
Oh,
that is designed for creatives and entrepreneurs. And it does so many things. So, you can schedule calls, you can like build forms and contracts and things like that, and you can make it seamless.
cool.
Okay, and use workflows. Oh, it's an amazing tool. I love it.
Check it out. Check it out. See, I do everything in Trello, basically, like
Yeah.
everything. I try and keep it all in Trello, but I know. Have you ever heard of Notion?
Notion, yes.
Notion, yeah. I've got people getting on to me about Notion, like, you need to use Notion, you need to use Notion. And I've seen so many people, they're like, you need at least 2 days in Notion to sort of everything click together. But
Yeah.
I sort of looked at it and I was like, it is basically the exact same as Trello. It's just a little bit prettier on the eyes, I think. And
Yeah,
that's
I
the
think
thing.
I think it does a little bit more though than Trello.
You think, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's the hard thing as well, because there's always, it's like the shiny objects syndrome, ain't it?
exactly.
Like, oh no, you should use this. And then you spend 3 days moving everything into a different system and you're like, God, it was
Was
that.
that a good use of my
Yeah,
time?
exactly. But you're always going to do it. Let's imagine that you can only read one book for the rest of your life, a book that you've already read, right? One book you've already read, right? And you have to read that book for the rest of your life, no other book. What would that book be?
All right. So my first book that I would read would be the Bible.
Yes.
Okay. That would be the book that I would have to read for the rest of my life.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Straight up. Well done. And obviously it's the Design a Future podcast. So where do you sort of see yourself in the next 12 months? I want to sort of see where you're looking to be, and I'd love to have you on in a year's time and sort of check those goals off together.
In terms of my business.
Yeah, well, listen. This is more about business. This is life.
Okay.
Does that revolve around it? Is it something? Is your business growth something that's going to have a big impact, or is it, like you said, spending more time with your family? Because I love getting different people on here, because we had this conversation and I've had mums on before where they're like, look, where I'm at the moment is great, and it doesn't really impact me, my income going further and further up, because the time I'm spending with my family sort of balances that out. So yeah, where do you sort of see yourself in terms of like the family life and obviously the business life as well?
Okay. So let's start with business first. So that where I see myself in my business, I do have like dreams and big visions for my business. So by this time, so within the next 12 months, I would say I see my business, I've got a bigger team. So I've hired more people to work with me. I've got an academy that I run as well. So I'm actually teaching people what I do now to help them implement their systems into their business and grow. So I just see that, I see my business growth in that sense. So having this pretty office as well. So moving into a new office.
Yeah.
And so I've got, that sort of, vision in my head for my business. So definitely growth. For family life as well. So yes, we are looking to move. So I can't wait, and hopefully within the next 12 months we'll be getting our forever home. So yeah, that's it really.
Amazing, cool. And what's your plans for like content and stuff moving forward? Are you I don't know if are you on YouTube?
I've just started a YouTube channel.
Cool.
So I've been putting out some videos and things like that. So I am trying to get into YouTube a lot more Yeah.
Amazing. Well, guys, if you're watching and listening, I'm going to leave Phoebe's YouTube, the first link in the description. Definitely go check her out. Wicked. Thank you so much. Just to finish up, yeah, just to finish up in terms of the clients and getting on new clients, what would be one key takeaway for the people watching and listening if they have never had a client online before and they want to get their first client in the next 30 days?
Okay, so my first tip would be to have one tip. That's so hard. Okay, I think you have to have you have to offer something that people actually want, and is something that you can offer. So you need to know how you're going to get that result for them. I think results is super important. So understand that. Say, I can do this for you, and you will get this. Okay, and it's got to be a result that somebody wants. And spend. Can I say another one?
Yeah, of course.
That's our first tip.
Please.
Yeah, my second tip would be to make sure you are, I guess they call it prospecting, isn't it? So you're reaching out to people, getting people to know you and what you do. Because if you're running a business and no one knows what you do, you haven't got a business. So you really want to get people to be in front of people, basically, do as much as of that and have a tangible offer.
Yeah, I think the key thing with that we said is like it's a numbers game as well. It's like you said, if you're not reaching out to people, you're not putting yourself in front of people, no one's going to know what you offer, let alone be able to buy it from you. So amazing. Thank you so much, Phoebe, for coming on. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Hollywood 6.